If you scrolled the internet looking for low back pain exercises, you've probably seen it all. You should do this exercise, or maybe you should do this core exercise, but you definitely shouldn't do this core exercise. It's honestly quite confusing when they all claim to be the best exercise for low back pain, but what does the research actually say is the best exercise for low back pain? And luckily there was a research article that looked to answer this specific question, and it was a really large systematic review including 249 articles and about 25,000 individuals. What they did was they took 11 different categories of exercise and compared them to see how effective they were for both pain and function. When looking specifically at pain, they found Pilates, McKenzie therapy, and functional restoration, which is a combination of exercise and psychosocial support strategies, were the best. However, it's important to know that all exercise therapies perform better than either no treatment or usual care. Then when looking at which exercises perform best for improving function, they found that McKenzie therapy, Pilates, and flexibility and mobilization training performed the best. However, again, we saw that all exercise strategies were better than no treatment. Now you might have noticed that core exercises haven't been mentioned yet, and would this even be a video on the treatment of low back pain without discussing core exercises? Well, for pain, core strengthening exercises were 4th on the list, and then when looking at improving function, they were 5th on the list, which might be a little bit surprising because typically when we think about treating low back pain, we instantly think core exercises. Although potentially this makes some sense. When we look at core strengthening exercises, they're usually targeted at strengthening a specific muscle. But we see that a positive outcome, either for reducing pain or improving function, aren't actually tied to improving strength or mobility. There are potentially other mechanisms of how exercise helps with pain that some of the other exercise categories do better than core strengthening. For example, when we look at pain, we know that there's biological factors that are involved, but there's also psychological and social factors as well. So when we look at a treatment like Pilates, it's typically delivered in a group setting, so it might address more of the social components that are contributing to pain. Whereas if we look at the functional restoration approach, well, that's going to address more of the psychological factors that are contributing to pain. So what do we do with this information, and what do we do for the treatment of low back pain? Well, the biggest takeaway is that there's a lot of effective exercise options for the treatment of low back pain. There do appear to be some exercises which perform better than others. However, when we look at exercise overall, they all perform better than minimal treatment. For exercise to be effective, it has to be something someone is willing to do and willing to do frequently. So when we're picking an exercise, picking something someone likes to do makes it more likely for them to do it. If we don't like Pilates and don't have a studio close to us, the likelihood of us doing that is probably pretty small, so it doesn't matter how effective it is, because we're just not going to do it. While it would be great if there was one specific exercise that we could crown as the best exercise and then recommend that to everybody with low back pain, there are a lot of factors that actually contribute to the development of pain. So part of the goal when we're looking at exercises is seeing which exercises will address the most relevant factors for the pain, so that way we can help reduce the pain and improve the function. So hopefully this video helped shed some light on using exercise for the treatment of low back pain, and hopefully provided a little bit of clarity as well. If it did, go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. If you want to see more of my content, hit the subscribe button over here. I'll see you in the next video.